Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. First off, don't forget if you have a Twitter account, please vote for us for the Shorty Awards for Best Sports Content. We're speeding up toward that 6th spot at least when we make the finals, and with your help we'll get there with no problem. We only have till February 11th, so make sure you tell anybody else you know with a Twitter account to get going. That said, it was a pretty good day for basketball yesterday, and I'm going to break down the Orlando Magic versus Miami Heat first. The Lakers versus Spurs is going to come up very soon. And if you were a LeBron fan, you certainly must have been entertained by the first quarter and most of the game for the Heat. However, it did become interesting toward the end. With Turkoglu and Anderson in the lineup for the Magic, the Heat can pretty much choose who they want to pick off every possession. And here it's going to be LeBron James against Turkoglu. No way to stop him with this matchup and no double. The Heat go to pinch post with LeBron James, and Turkoglu is forced to come over and help. That means Jameer Nelson is guarding him. It's okay because they double with Howard, but watch how both players simply walk away from LeBron, leaving him wide open on the weak side. Jay Rich might have been able to get over there, but that's just bad defense. Two more scores coming up for LeBron against Hedo Turkoglu with no double, no help, no nothing. Without an adjustment, he is killing them. Finally, mercifully, they put Earl Clark out there on him. They'll do a high post triangle and they'll screen. Uranus gets in his way though, and Howard, who already has one foul, cannot challenge that layup. Again, no double team with Earl Clark guarding him, and he just pulls up and hits a J. The Magic did a very poor job pushing him off his spots and getting the ball out of his hands. Here's a new wrinkle. You'll see LeBron James pass the ball to the wing as a point guard and then screen the ball, pop out for a long deuce. How are they not ready for this? To the third quarter, enjoy this free throw by Dwight Howard because it's the last point the Magic score for a long time. Here's what I call a 5-point swing. Watch how Quentin Richardson's going to simply steal the ball from LeBron on a great defensive play, but then just throw it away instead of getting a shot. Here comes LeBron right down the court. You can't stop him here. He gets the shot and the foul. During this big run, you'll see a shot go up, and you got 4 Magic in the paint ready for the rebound, yet Anthony still gets the offensive board. They're going to set it up, run a play, and I'm sure Heat fans are excited to see Mike Miller get the ball in the wing, do a spin move, and finish at the rim. The perils of shooting for a 2-for-1 is that you end up rushing the shot a lot of the time, and here's what's going to happen. The Heat are going to come down, set up for the last play. Guess who's going to have the ball? Yeah, LeBron on the top, no double team again, a little spin move, and he rises up and nails it. After missing 2 free throws, Howard will not find his man, who gets right to the basket as a buzzer. Okay, it's the fourth quarter, 5 minutes to go, and now Orlando's down by 20. They got to open it up and get some shots. Nice shot fake and a finish by Nelson. After another miss by Miami, bad transition defense by LeBron as he doesn't pick up Jason Richardson, who's a great three-point shooter. Next possession, Eddie House is going to come over and over-rotate on that screen and roll. He should be a lot closer to the weak side to stop that shot. And here's why Orlando picked up Gilbert Arenas. It's for shots like these. Pretty crazy, 5 feet behind the line, nails it. Of all the clever plays that Spoelstra has developed over the course of the season, and the fact that LeBron is on fire, they elect to go to Chris Bosh down low against Anderson. Not a terrible idea, but a little bit unimaginative. As a result, on the repost, Anderson does his job, stops the jump shot, and they get the rebound. After a little bit of offense, they isolate LeBron James in the wing against Jay Rich, who gets a steal just like Quentin Richardson did earlier. They come all the way down, get the shot blocked, but they get the ball back on the loose ball, swing it around, and ultimately get the ball to Jay Rich, who will finish on a tough floater across the lane. Up by 6 now, they completely abandon their offense and simply do an isolation screen and roll. I think it takes them too long to get into it because by the time the screener gets there, there's only 8 seconds on the shot clock, so LeBron is forced to take a really tough 3. But guess what? Splash. Up by 10 here, House should not be in. They need defense, but watch how bad his box out is. He lets Jameer Nelson get right to the ball, who's going to pick it up, come all the way back around, and Jay Rich is going to nail a really tough 3 with a really fortunate roll. Up 6, the Heat do not want to foul, so Jameer will rise up and hit a nice 3. On the inbounds play, the spacing is terrible, and they are able to get the ball off of LeBron James. Orlando on the out-of-bounds play runs Nelson and Redick to the corners and then fades Anderson to the top, which is a great play. They get a good shot, not easy, and he misses. So there you have it, sports fans. Coach Van Gundy could have adjusted differently on defense against LeBron. However, they were shorthanded without Brandon Bass, and that caused a little havoc with their lineup. That said, the Magic came back, did some nice plays at the end, and the Heat had a big letdown. Eddie House should never have been in the game toward the end there when they needed defense and defense alone. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to vote for us for the Shorty Award for Best Sports Content if you like what we're doing. And don't forget to put a little reason after the word because ... or else your vote won't count. Well, thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for a lot more Lakers Spurs coming up in a very brief moment. And don't forget, it's not a channel, it's a conversation.